Hi, this is Sharon from FeelGoodBody, and today I'm going to be helping you resolve any hamstring issues you have from injury or just want to strengthen them. And I've got a whole bag of things here. It looks a bit messy, doesn't it? But I've got a Swiss ball in the background. I've got one of these small Pilates balls, about 8 inches diameter. I've got some ankle weights here. They weigh 1 kilo for each leg weight. I've got one of these big thick bands. They're brilliant. You're going to pop those around the side of the legs, and maybe one of these resistance bands, some sliders, and some massage balls. I also have a raised platform here, but you could use a Swiss ball like that, or just the wall, or a sofa, something like that that's just raised up to just elevate the bottom there. It just gives you a higher platform to work from. So if you've got any hamstring issues, say they're weak, maybe you've had a little hamstring tear, you really need to go back in and do some hamstring strengthening exercises. So firstly, just make sure you're kind of fairly warmed up. You've been out for a walk, maybe done some hamstring curls, standing up hamstring curls. I'm going to get straight into it now. And I'm going to be laying down onto my back, doing some glute bridges. So I'm going to use this to help me. So this little bad boy is going to go over the tops of my thighs and wrap around the top of my knees. So you could use maybe one of these longer ones and double it up and tie it around the top if you don't have one of these ones, okay? They're not always this thick. This one's just from Decathlon, but you might get one of those smaller ones, but these are really good. They don't slide down at all. So I'm just going to pop my things out of the way, and we're just going to do some glute bridges. So you can start on the floor. Okay, so you've got your bottom down on the floor, put the band just around, just below the knee there, or above the knee. From here, press the band apart, so push the knees apart. You feel the tension to the band, lifting your bottom up. So the hamstrings maybe are a little bit weak, but it's maybe so the buttocks is always really, really good that we get a bit of a glute activation in as well. So I'm opening up my knees, and then I'm going to come back down again. I'm going to press into the floor, opening my knees, squeezing my bottom, and hold that there. Okay, how's that gone? Good. Then I'm going to get my feet up onto the raised platform. So you need to get your bottom quite close. So this could be the wall. You need to have your feet flat against the wall. Or here I am here with my feet up onto this bench here. So I've got my arms down beside me, chin tucking down to the throat. Push the knees apart there. Press into the wall or that bench and go up and down. Even better still, if you have like a barbell with some weights there, really fantastic work there. So you're going to press and lift. This is really good at like the buttock activation. I do lots of these. I think these are absolutely awesome. Okay, so doing, let's say, another 8, 7. Keep the pressure into that band. 6, 5. Keep the pressure in the band. 4. Keep pushing the knees open. 3, 2. One more. So that should really have fired up the buttocks. Really, really important. If you use a Swiss ball for that, it's slightly harder because it's a little bit more unstable. Okay, so well done. I'm now going to move on to the Swiss ball. Okay, I'm going to bring this over and get my legs lengthening away. Start wherever you feel tolerant. So if you have got a hamstring injury, depending on the degree of tear you have, you'll need to make it, or how weak your hamstrings feel, you'll need the ball higher up, say behind the knees to start with, and further away as you become stronger, okay? So I'm going to start mid-calf, okay? And arms down beside you, stretch out the legs, bring them really tight together, lifting your bottom up. That's really working here, but you will feel, if you just put your hands into the back of the thighs, you'll feel how those hamstrings are just starting to activate a bit more. Keep the knees glued together and press onto the ball and pull in, keeping your bottom lifted, and then push away. And you just repeat that. Okay, I've got another 10 of those, another 9, 8, 7, 6, should start to warm it up now, 5, 4, 3, it's so good for us to do these, 2, one more, well done. Hold and return down. Okay, so, and I would go back and repeat that 2 more times. Okay, a little break in the middle here, and repeat again. And you can go from this one and go back onto the bench, put that band again there and do some buttock lifts again. So you could be doing that. So you maybe flick between those 2, 3 rounds, 4 rounds. How many fingers did I put up then? Okay, let's give you another idea. Do you have any ankle weights? If you don't, you can, in principle, do what I'm about to do without them. So I'm going to pop these around my ankles. Okay, and to be honest, if you want to work harder, just concentrate on one leg and put more weights on. So here, they're only 1 kilo, but I've got 2 of them around 1 foot. So it's a little bit more effective if you can handle that, but see how this goes. So I'm going to lay onto my tummy and draw my heels back towards my bottom. Okay, so I'm onto my front. And from here, you bend the leg and then you extend away. Pull the heel towards the bottom, and it's this slow extension away that's really, really important. Pulling in, slow, slow, slow extension down. So let's go up 1 and 3, 2, 1 down. Up 1, slow 1, 2, 3. So this is called a concentric phase of the muscular contraction and then an eccentric phase. Basically, the muscle is contracting and working. Okay, so it's working in both that phase of the movement and that phase. But say our hamstring, actually we get lots and lots of strengthening benefits if we keep the muscle under tension as it is extending. So the away phase is particularly important for us. Okay, I'm going to try that one more time, and then I will repeat this on the other leg. So how did that go for you? I'm going to put them around my other ankles. If you don't have these, then there's lots of other options. You can have somebody just apply pressure to your ankle. So as you're going down, so they could resist you when you pull the foot up. So they could resist your leg, put their hand behind your ankle here as you come up. And then they could resist you from the front as you go down. Actually, if you resist it from the front, it's more of the quadriceps. So just slowly control the movement down. Okay, so coming down. So as you're going down, if somebody applies pressure to the back of your ankle here, on your way down, I want you to still try to feel like you're pulling your foot up, but you are trying to extend it away. So as I go away, I'm just trying not to do it very quickly. Away, away, away. And again, in. Let that leg slowly, slowly extend away. I'm going to do another 2 of those. So you can just kind of repeat this video again, and you do all that you need to do if you want to do more of those. Okay. So that's using ankle weights if you have them, or somebody to help you out with that resistance of your hand. Another one, have you got any paper plates? These things, I call them sliders. So this is, you could use a Swiss ball. I'm going to repeat something else with a Swiss ball in a moment, but you could use paper plates. These are called sliders. So they slide, is what they do. I'm going to extend my feet away and back in again, but with my bottom up. Try it with one leg, so the other leg is actually working, and in. One leg away and back in. Okay? If I walked my feet away a little bit, can you start to walk them away and then walk them back in? So that's a really good one. So you could be doing this on a paper plate rather than these sliders. Doesn't have to cost you anything. Extending away. Oh, bottom still is up. Bottom still lifted. That really is working there. Okay, so you walk your feet away, and that you don't have to go very far because you'll start to feel the bite, and you've got to get those feet back in again. Okay, I think that was a really, really good one. Okay, and you can do that with one leg as well. That's an idea. I'm going to go back to the Swiss ball. So hopefully feeling like they've warmed up now. They've definitely sparked up and fired up. So here, with the ball back again, remember where you need it the most for the most support. I love this, using the ball to find out, you know, those muscular imbalances. So here what I'm going to do is lift my bottom up and take one leg off. And you can hold that leg bent or extend it, it's fine. Now can you pull that leg in and out? Okay, sure you're feeling that. 6, I'm going to do another 6, 5, 4, working, 3, ouch, 2, one more. Just let a bit of recovery happen before we try the other leg. So this is when, you know, if you really know you've got a damaged muscle fibers on the other side, compared to the other side, you might need to adapt where you have the legs. There's no point in your strengthening program causing more damage. So go at this steady, okay? So let's say I'm going to work on my injured side. The other side is quite often the way, isn't it? Not both of them are injured. If you've got both hamstrings that are on the weaker side, then you know, you should notice that just feels quite even. But often if you've got an injury on one side, obviously it's injured on that side, not on the other. So you might need to adjust, bring the ball higher up. Okay, push and pull 12, 11, 10, 9, so good for us. 8, if you need a pause, it's fine. 7, extending away. 6, take your time. 5, you must make it easier. 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. That's a bit of a challenge, isn't it? Okay, so if you didn't feel that was right for you, it was too intense, don't do the single leg action then. Go back to the double one where you pull both legs in together. Finally, in your rehab, if you have had a hamstring tear, the first thing you do is pack ice onto it, rest it, elevate it, yeah? Do the rest, ice, compression, elevation. And then take ibuprofen maybe as well, and paracetamol to help with the pain and inflammation there. Then you might find after a while, okay, you're starting to hobble around and you can move around, move a bit more freely. Don't start running until you walk more or less pain-free. That would be a really top tip advice really, is try not to run before you can walk, as they say. But also massage is really, really good, because what you then start to do is, as the muscle starts to repair, it won't repair in quite the smooth manner in which it should do. So maybe, let's say muscle fibre striation should be kind of nice and smooth, but obviously you built up scar tissue, because where, say, the muscle fibres have kind of become a little bit frayed, not all of them, just to think of your muscle fibres as being like a rope, okay? So you just get some of the muscle fibres have just kind of frayed off a little bit there. And so then that rope has become weaker, and obviously you get pain and inflammation associated with that. Then the repair starts to happen. Then the muscle fibres start to rebuild, and you might get a little bit of muscle bundling and scar tissue. So we need to try and break through that scar tissue, because blood flow isn't as good and as rich through scar tissue. So let's get some massage into that area where you're feeling a little bit of tenderness, but be careful. So I've got one of these massage balls here, and you can literally pop it onto the floor, get into the affected area. So wherever your hamstring kind of issue is, lots of variation places, aren't there? You know, it could be really like high hamstring, like tendinopathy, right up there on the ischial tuberosity, right up there by the sit bone there. Perhaps yours is more in the belly of the muscle. Where is your problem? So I apply pressure by sitting on it. And I'm going to elevate my body a little bit and really get in there. And I quite like doing what we call the transverse kind of massage approach. So where I get, if you think of maybe the hamstring muscle fibers, they're not directly going this way, but they do because of the attachments here and here. But if you go across them, you wake them up again, okay? So increasing blood flow, that's what we want to do, isn't it? Increase the blood flow. So get into that area. It won't feel very nice. It'll be a bit gnarly. I'm going to sit myself up here and try it from here. And this is going to get into the same area, but I'll feel it a little bit more intensely. Okay, so I sit down, put the ball, this is great if you're doing this on the kitchen table. Put the ball on the kitchen table, get onto it, and there you go. Get your muscles stretching away there. So either on the floor you can do that, and these are great, aren't they, for all parts of the body there. So really enjoy that one. So well done. Hopefully that was all of some help for you, okay? So you did the glute and a buttock activation to begin with using your bigger band, okay? And even if you don't have anything like this at home, just carry on with these exercises really without any of the equipment. So hopefully I've given you the options there of no equipment as well. So that was using a raised platform with that against the thigh area, lifting and lowering. Then you had the Swiss ball holds, just hold it up there. So you've got the hamstring into an extended state, but then under tension. Then we did the pulling in of the ball with 2 feet on. Then I used my ankle weights, and you could have 1 on each or 2 on the one leg, and that makes it more intense. Or maybe somebody could help you with that and they could resist your leg. So you put their hand on the back of your ankle there for both on the way up or on the way down. Then I did the sliders or the paper plates, sliding your legs away to and fro or walking them away. That's absolutely fine, and you could even do that without the paper plates. You'd be here and you'd start to walk your feet away and walk your feet back in. And then I really felt that after you've done lots of those, you would have been ready for the more challenging single leg hamstring curl using the Swiss ball. Okay, and remember to modify where you place the legs on top of the ball, you know, to relate to the strength and support you need actually. As I said, we want to rebuild the strength into those legs rather than really challenge them. We want to just gradually build up, and the more frequently you do these, the better, okay? So keep it maybe a lowish intensity. You feel it, but it's not straining the muscles. Absolutely brilliant. Go back in there and you can repeat them daily, some of these exercises. I would definitely do something daily and really have a good targeted effort at working on those hamstrings, because I know we can have a hamstring issue for months and maybe even years, and there's always kind of residing in there. And remember, finally, have a massage. If it's not with one of these, you can get a nice little sports massage. Well, they're not nice, are they? But they really get to the business end of those hamstrings, don't they? They're really, really good. Take care, everybody. Look after yourself. And also remember some heat. Getting in some like hot water bottle into that area as well may also help you. Thanks very much for watching, and take care. And I'll see you soon on the next video. Thank you.